Hey guys, this is Tarot with Kittens, Weights, and Tarot, and today I'm doing a review of Darkwood Tarot by Sasha Graham and the art by Abigail Larson. And I actually received this deck in a giveaway. So Sasha Graham had paired up with another beautiful soul, and they did this wonderful giveaway back in October of last year. And so I was super excited because I'm a Sasha Graham fan. But also this deck was on my wish list, so I was just like so stoked. Anyway, it comes in this giant box, which means that I have taken the cards out and put them in a little pouch just so they are more easily transported. But I do love the artwork and everything about this box, and the fact that, as you'll see, it has a magnetic closure. And if you did decide to keep your guidebook and cards together, they'd be very protected. Okay, so you open it up and it's just like a storybook. If you guys remember when you were little, how we used to have some of the imagery on the cover of the book on the inside. Maybe that was just me, but with some like my Mickey Mouse books and everything. In here is actually the back of the cards. You guys can see that, which is kind of cool. And you have this lovely satin ribbon. But in here we have the guidebook. So let's go ahead and put this off to the side. As you know, Sasha Graham is a fabulous author. I also received her other book, her newest book that just came out, and it was signed, so I was super excited. But this is a proper book, you guys. Like, you can actually put this on your bookcase. Beautiful on the inside, full color. And it sounds like, sometimes you can hear the author's voice coming through. You know, it doesn't sound so sterile and so academic. You know how when people put on airs, nothing like that. It's down to earth, but also eloquent, and written just like a story. You know, as Sasha Graham says, you know, in this book, that, you know, the tarot is a story. And of course we know this. And I think that, as you'll see in the cards, that the images are just like looking at a story from our childhood, but it's our life, you know, which is pretty awesome. So there's a wonderful introduction here. You get into actually reading the cards, you know, some information on that, working with the shadow self, because this is the dark wood, so hence it's more meant for shadow work, but you know, you use your deck however you wish. And for me, I kind of use it for all different types of readings. So it talks about, you know, different ways you can use it for working on shadow work. Some questions that you can ask, which is really helpful. And then, well, it talks about noticing patterns in tarot. So if you are new to tarot, this guidebook will be really good. If you are a seasoned reader, I think it might have some really interesting things for you to take a look at in here. But also, I just really love Sasha Graham's writing, so definitely take a gander. All right, so then you go into the cards, and of course written in that little bit of story format, starting off with the Fool. And you get a full color image there, which is fabulous. And you go through the major arcana here. And then later on, you'll step off into the minor arcana. And there we go. All right, so fabulous. So and I can't keep using that word because how else do you describe it? It's so wonderful. It's awesomeness. Okay, so I actually keep my deck in this little pouch so it's more transportable. And here it is. So it is your average tarot size. Let's see if we can get even closer with the art here. And it is reversible for those of you that read reversals. And if you can see with the light of the window coming in, it's got a gloss to it, but that's more to protect the cards for, you know, long-term shuffling. For me, I'm a side shuffler. I'm not a riffle shuffler. But I think with the bend in the cards, it'd be just fine if you are doing riffle shuffling with this. As for cardstock, I'd say this is, let's see, maybe around 300. Yeah, maybe 300 or so. I have given it some pretty good side shuffling. Haven't really done any riffle shuffling with it, but seems to be doing well, seems to be holding up. I've used it for about a month now, so I haven't had it a super long time, but I wanted to be able to get to know it, of course, before I do any sort of review. So let's go ahead and take a look at the beautiful images. Right, so here we go. You can see these lovely images. It's, to me, looks as if they should be in motion, you know, as if you are watching, you know, like a Disney movie or something like that. Like these would be stills from that movie, you know. So I find the art very appealing. It appeals to my child self, which I think would be a really good intention, you know, if you are trying to create something that is meant for shadow work. As many of you know, shadow work isn't comfortable. But we do have to face our shadows so that we can heal them, so that we can grow. And one way to get us to open up to those shadows is to maybe create a deck. You know, if you use tarot in order to help you with your shadow work, maybe create a deck that is more appealing and will maybe let down our ego for a little bit, let down those barriers for a little bit, so we can get to the root cause of certain shadows and heal them, send love to them, so that you can shine your light that much brighter, so you can manifest that much more, so you can connect with your tribe. So I'm just like, oh, the images are so beautiful. So as you can see, they are out of order because I've been using them already in readings, and I've been using them in client readings as well. I felt comfortable with the deck right off the bat, so I said, you know what, let's give it a go with my client readings. And I'm usually very picky with the decks that I use with my clients. I don't always use the same decks with everyone, just because it's more based off of the energy of the person that I'm reading for. A lot of my readings are online, so I have no idea what that person looks like, or even if, you know, what gender they are. So oftentimes I just feel into their energy and I decide which decks I think they would be open to looking at, because, you know, they are the ones receiving the messages, and I want them to be open to those messages, you know, that so that healing can take place, so that people can evolve, just like myself, you know. So in using this deck, a lot of people seem to be, you know, responsive to it, like a positive response. And at the end of this review, I will also do a reading for you guys. It'll be a general reading, so, you know, perhaps it'll connect to some of you out there, but also so you can see how I read with this deck. Sometimes I think that's important for people to see, you know, kind of how it shuffles, how people read with it. And of course, you know, not everybody reads the same, but, you know, it's nice to have a little reference point. I just really love the facial expressions, how nature is shown here. And the colors are beautiful. Yes, I know it's the dark wood, but to be able to have that quote unquote darkness with it, but also have a vibrancy in the art, I think is fantastic. Let me just get these all situated here again. So because of the gloss, they do, as you can see, slide around a little bit, but I've seen other decks where they slide pretty good. And that's not this. So they do slide a little bit, but it's not crazy. It's not like they're flying out every 2 seconds every time I'm trying to shuffle them. And this does pretty much follow the Rider-Waite-Smith in terms of some of the symbols, but it's, of course, artistic expression, a little bit of flair given to it, which I always appreciate. You can have a certain system, but when you add your art and your own point of view into it, I think it makes something beautiful, which is why I have so many decks. Number one, I love looking at different pieces of art, and you get 78 pieces of art here, but also it forces me to look at particular cards in a different way. When you see something through somebody else's eyes, through their art, I think that you can build up a wider vocabulary and understanding of that particular card. And I think it can only enhance your readings. And there's the Lovers. Okay, so let's go ahead and do a little mini reading. So if this connects with you, awesome. If you got something else out of this reading, go ahead and put that in the comment section down below so we can expand on it and, help others out in the process. But if it doesn't connect with you, then, I hope that you just loved looking at the beautiful artwork by Abigail Larson. And yeah, let's go ahead and get her done here. So we have card number 1, the Emperor. Whoa, card's getting crazy now. That Emperor energy, let me tell you. Then we have the 2 of Wands. And we have the Lovers card. And those were 2 cards that actually stood out to me when I was flipping through for the review. Okay, so let me get in nice and tight here so you guys can see the art. And here's the 2 of Wands. And we have the Lovers. Okay, so let's go ahead and put these together. Okay, so this is what I'm getting. And maybe it's because, there's been all this talk about Valentine's Day, and, perhaps that's on a lot of people's minds, whether they celebrate it or not. I know that it's mostly like a thing in America, especially with the Hallmark holiday. But, it people get word of it in other countries. And so there's this thing, Valentine's Day, this thing about love. And I feel that this is more geared towards a relationship. This has nothing to do with Valentine's Day, but that just kind of popped in my head, relationships, da-da-da-da. And what I'm getting here is that there's a bit of a conflict when it comes to whoever this reading is connected to, in terms of your partner that you're with, that there is a very strong one-sided energy to this relationship, this Emperor energy. Now this energy could be you, this energy could be your partner. But here it seems like it's creating kind of a rift between the 2 of you. And so if this is a relationship that you really do care for, if this is a relationship that your partner really does care for, and it's really worth working on and seeing eye to eye, or at least understanding each other, getting that communication out, then maybe this is where you guys have a bit of a sit down and talk about your needs and wants. What do you want from the relationship? How do you wish to be loved? How do you show your love to the other person? And oftentimes, that's usually where there's a lot of disconnect. We assume that everybody loves to be loved a particular way, or that, when you buy flowers for somebody, that it should be well received. And you're like, yeah, see, I showed my love. And for some people, they could, give 2 craps about a bouquet of flowers, They want to hear the I love you. Or for some people, they don't want to hear words, they don't want to see gestures, they want to go have experiences with that person, going on adventures, going for hikes, or go getting lost somewhere and having fun, trying to find the way back. So it might be time for both of you to have a sit down and have a serious conversation about the relationship. if you both believe that the relationship is worth it. Now with this Emperor energy, and here you have this Ram with kind of the headbutting, that dominant energy may feel the need to be right a lot, may feel the need to have things seen their way, whereas, perhaps you're the one who's the Emperor. Like I said, it could also be your partner. But if the Emperor energy is saying, well, of course I love you because I've bought you this, I've bought you this, and remember when you were in trouble and I helped you out with a little bit of money, and and no questions asked, and I did all these things because I love you. And the other person is saying, yeah, but you didn't really need to do all of those things. All I really needed was for you to hold me, and say I love you. And this person is saying, well, if you didn't see all the things I did, then you don't love me. And you can see where this argument, comes into play. So this is where both of you need to drop the ego and talk about what you need to be loved, both sides, and be open and understanding about it, and come to an agreement that you both can find love in the middle, So anyway, hope this connects with somebody out there. Like I said, if you got more out of this reading, go ahead and put it in the comment section down below. And I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to click subscribe, and don't forget to click that ding 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 notification bell for more videos just like this. I will put the link down below for the Darkwood Tarot if you are interested. But I just create these reviews because I want to put beautiful artwork out there and just fill the world with magic. So anyway, all of my other links are down below for, Desert Cauldron and my readings and yada, yada, yada. And also my patrons. My patrons I just did a raffle reading for them because I included all of my tiers for a free raffle reading / healing. So definitely go check out my Patreon page. And that's it for me, spiritual homies. I will catch you later. All right. Peace, love, and chicken grease. Peace out.